everyone, I'm Jessica. Welcome to Facebook Live at the Houston Zoo. It's going to be our last one for 2020. Today we're going to highlight Silas. He's a Pygmy Hippo, so Christmas came early. We got a Pygmy Hippo for Christmas. Silas is our young male. He's 2.5 and he's new to our zoo. We just had him a couple months and he came from the Omaha Zoo, so he's still pretty shy. But right now he's all snuggled in because it's a cold day here in Houston. So he's all snuggled in the heater. But hopefully he'll get up soon. So look, he's starting to get up. Oh, yawn. So these guys are he's a Pygmy Hippo, so they don't weigh a whole lot. They're only like 350 pounds to 600. We're really excited to have him. He's going to be a great ambassador here at the zoo. We're going to be able to have guests learn more about cool animals that are from Africa and how they can save them in the wild. So he's still really shy and learning his new exhibit. And these guys are nocturnal, so it's not unusual to find a Pygmy Hippo sleeping throughout the day. Usually in the evenings is when he's more active, and you can see him moving around a lot more. But we're going to see if we can entice him to get up so y'all can see how cute he is. So Silas gets alfalfa hay, you can see it in the enclosure, and then he also gets a high herbivore pellet diet, and then also he gets produce as part of his diet, and then browse. He loves his browse. So in the wild they would forage on all different kinds of vegetation and ferns and roots, and then like fruit that would fall from the trees. So these are related to your common hippos or Nile hippos. These guys are just a lot smaller. A Nile hippo is actually 10 times larger than a Pygmy hippo. And they also, your Nile hippos have the eyes on top of their heads, where these guys are a little bit on the side. And Pygmy hippos have rounder heads. They're also less aquatic, so they don't have as full webbed toes as like you would see in a Nile hippo. And they're a lot more shy. Your Nile hippo will be more aggressive and will fight, versus this guy, he's just going to run away if he gets scared, or he's not going to instigate a fight. They do have the big teeth, just like a Nile hippo has. He only has one set of incisors, where your Nile hippo has 2 sets of incisors. And these guys are found in West Africa. There's in 4 countries. There's not a whole lot of them left. There's only about 3,000 Pygmy hippos that are left. And part of their decline is due to deforestation and pollution in the rivers. Tracy asked, are they solitary or do they live in groups? So they are actually a very solitary species. You occasionally find them in pairs, like breeding pairs, or you'll find like a mom and her youngest offspring. But the most time, they're going to be solitary. And these guys have their own territory. Your males will have bigger territories than your females, and they're going to mark their territories with their poop and like make sure everyone knows that this is their area. But in the wild, during the day they're gonna hang out by the water, in the mud, in the rivers, and at night they're gonna get up and start foraging. And then these guys are pregnant for 6 to 7 months. They only have one calf. Occasionally they'll have twins, and the calves are usually born around 10 pounds, and then they'll stay with their mom for probably the first year of their life. But those calves will grow really fast. They will be 10 times their birth weight by the time they're 5 months old. Sierra asked, how much does he weigh? He weighs 400 pounds right now. And he's 2.5. He's not quite mature. They reach their maturity around 4 to 5. And then they have very thin skin. so their skin, and that helps them to stay cool when they're in the humid forest in Africa. And their skin will actually sweat, and that sweat helps them protect them from the sun. So it's kind of like a natural sunscreen. So they'll have like this, almost looks like pink sweat all over their body. And that helps with the sun. So we have a question that says, how long has he been here at the zoo? He's only been here a couple months, so he's still adjusting to his new enclosure and getting used to everything. But he's doing a lot better. He's getting a lot more active, especially in the afternoons. You can see him all out and about. Melissa asks, what kind of enrichment does Silas receive? So for the most part right now, we've been giving him a lot of different browse and like tree branches. He likes a boomer ball that he plays with in the back. But for the most part, he finds a lot of different enrichment items scary. So we give him more like scents and other things in his enclosure. So Silas is full grown. He won't get any bigger than what you see right now. Leslie asked, does his habitat have water element? Yes, so we actually have a pretty good sized pool, but pygmy hippos aren't as aquatic as your common hippos. He does go in it. Now it's December, so it's kind of cold, so you don't see him as often. A lot of times he goes in there just to poop, but he does use his pool sometimes. Alex asked, what zoo did he come from? He came from the Omaha Zoo. So now he gets to enjoy warmer weather. Ava asked, does he love the mud? He does love the mud. So he will wallow. It's a natural behavior for pygmy hippos to go wallow, especially with their sensitive skin. It helps their skin out a lot. You can see as he's chewing on this lettuce how big his mouth is. He's pretty cute. He's become a staff favorite very quickly just based on his cuteness level mostly. But he's still really shy. He's getting used to all of us. Kevin asked, how can you help save hippos in the wild? So you can help save hippos in the wild by just coming here to the zoo. The zoo helps, or part of your admissions ticket will help support all different types of conservation groups throughout the world. And then also just simple things you can do at home like recycling and use reusable water bottles will help all kinds of wildlife, not only a pygmy hippos. Where can you find him at the zoo? So he is in, if you knew where the old papers were, he's in the old paper exhibit. So he's on the east side of the zoo. The tapers moved to the new Pantanal exhibit, and then we got Silas here to take over their old area. And he looks pretty good out here in his new digs. Diane asked, what is his favorite treat? So I think his favorite treat right now are leaf ear biscuits, but he likes all different types of produce, and he really loves browse like mulberry tree, probably one of his favorites. Oh, they do make sounds, so they can make low grunts to like high-pitched squeaky noise. But they're, for the most part, they're going to be a very silent animal. They don't want predators to notice them. And they can even make like when they breathe heavily, like a huff sound. That's kind of their alert sign to like back off. These guys' predators are mainly leopards. But for the most part, they're pretty good at hiding, and they can run away pretty fast if something comes across them. Donna asked, how fast can he run? Honestly, I do not know how fast he runs. I would guess probably like 30 miles per hour, probably 30, 40 miles. Diane asked, does he have a favorite zookeeper? Not yet. He's still pretty new, and he's still getting to know all of us. I wish I could be his favorite, because I try to squeal every time I see that big mouth, but he's still not so sure of us. But one day I'll win him over. With our Facebook Live series, and everyone have a Happy New Year.